marks. 3 wrongs, 3 ups. No, I won't tap out, I won't tap out. Oh, you bother suck. Just stop watching Raw, stop watching Raw. What can I say? I'm having fun. So, this is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. You're here on my YouTube channel. I'm sure you don't need for me to spell that for you. It's Fanboy Mark Jabroni. So, what I'm going to be talking about today is the pre-preview of WWE Fastlane. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Should probably do some of those up because I have fun with them. So. Yeah, let's get a couple of those. I realize now, too late, that I should have had these done before I started, but oh well. Now I'm getting them done. So, let's start with that amount. So, that's... I'd say post-production, but I don't do post-production on this. So anyway. So, I'm going to be doing a preview of the 6 matches they have announced so far for Fastlane. Hashtag WWE Fastlane. Officially, hashtag Fastlane Vroom Vroom Vroom, according to both myself and probably the Club Kayfabe creative community, which, you know, I don't think they necessarily try to get it trending, but I try to get it trending. So I'm going to take it in the order I believe I took it today. Yeah, I believe that's the order I took it in today. So it was during the Ring Rust proper, which there's a link down in the description of the video if you want to listen to the full version of Ring Rust, including the unused WWE theme song, 3-way dance off, and the Macho Fact, always popular, I think. No one says one way or the other, but I'll assume it's popular because... Anyway, so the Smackdown Tag Team Championships are on the line with the Usos, Jimmy and Jay taking on the New Day, Big E and or Kofi Kingston and or Xavier Woods. So, I had a hard time during the actual live show. I cleaned it up a bit during the actual podcast of Ring Rust today, because about a year or so ago, during a promo on SmackDown, someone in the New Day said "Rudy Tooty Booty," and there's 3 words and there's 3 members of New Day. So, intellectual giant that I am, I decided that that's going in there, it's not coming out. Every time there is the possibility of the Freebird rule, or the New Day rule, I guess as they call it, of them, any 2 members of the New Day defending the titles or challenging for the titles, and if they win, all 3 of them can alternate and go defend the titles. So the term is, of course, Rudy Tooty Booty. So let's describe who's who. Booty, of course, is Big E Langston because he's got that booty. Tooty is Xavier Woods because he's got Francesca. And Rudy, by default, has to be Kofi Kingston, who's just sort of, when he's not wrestling, he's, you know, cheering him on. So I guess it makes sense. And of course, well, Usos, the brothers, because Usos means brother, apparently, in Samoan. So, WWE, El Torito means little bull. What's that midget's name? I bet it's El Torito. Like, wow, like, God, he hadn't watched wrestling in close to 20 years. Looked at El Torito and said, I bet you his name is El Torito. What can I say? So, anyone who's a regular listener of my regular show and viewer of my videos here knows I usually err on the side of caution, just saying, you know, it's probably going to be a title defense. I usually say the champions will defend. Not that it's unheard of course. Not that the New Day couldn't win the titles. I'm just saying, generally speaking, it's a safer bet to say the champions will defend. So that's how I'm going to be calling it. I won't be disappointed one way or the other. I'm a big fan of the New Day, so I look forward to seeing them win the titles again, of course. It may or may not be this time. We'll see. Hey, they may do it at the Raw after WrestleMania, because that's a big thing now. Bigger than a pay-per-view. Go figure. Speaking of room.
The Club Kayfabe creative
I just gotta let it.
bringing together creative people from all walks of life and giving them a platform to show off their talents. Podcasters, artists, cosplayers, authors. Check out all the information about Club Kayfabe creative community at tkcconline.com.
In case you couldn't tell, that was Baron Corbin's old theme song. So, anyway, on to the next match, which see for WWE Fastlane Groove Room, which is what I wanted to have queued up earlier. But anyway, so next up from the Wikipedia page, we saw Charlotte Flair defending her SmackDown Women's Championship against Ruby Riott with her Riott Squad in her corner. I had an interesting theory, I guess we'll call it. It was mostly me just being silly, saying, what's the most ridiculous reason why I can come up with why Ruby Riott now has a second T in her name? You want to find out why I think Ruby Riott has a second T in her name? Go check out Ring Rust right down there. I'm not telling you. If you want to know, you gotta go. You gotta go look it up. So you gotta go listen. So I think again, Charlotte Flair is most likely going to defend her title, but for two reasons. Because A, I expect anyone not. I don't really not going to really be bothered if Ruby Riott were to win, but you know I expect. I anticipate. I don't know if I want to say expect or whatever, but I think it's the safe bet, like I said, to err on the side of the champion defending, and also this is Ruby Riott's first time challenging for the title, so you may think there's a precedent for people wrestling for a title for the first time and winning, but it's more the exception to the rule. Like Santino Marella won the Intercontinental title in Italy against Umaga. Gail Kim won the women's title in her debut match on Raw. Christian won the light heavyweight championship in his debut match also, I think, on Raw. So someone who also challenged for the first time for a title and didn't win it, R-Truth challenged for the WWE title against John Cena, and well, obviously didn't win it. But check the history books; he's not listed as one of the champions. But anyway, I digress. He's a fun guy to watch. I do enjoy his work. So again, like I said, that's how I'm going to call it. Ruby Riott is no knock against Ruby Riott. She's a decent talent. I like what I've seen from her so far, and I hope she gets a full pair of pants sometime soon. But other than that, Zack Ryder called his original solo gimmick is he wants his original solo pants back, except a different color, because that's how his pants used to be. It used to be one long leg and shorts on the other side, and the knee pad matched pants. And so, you know what's a great idea? Zack Ryder's pants, except on a woman, and a different color. And anyway, so.
Listening to Ring Rust Redux on Turbonology TV.
So next up, for only thing is I got to switch between monitors here. Next up for the Fastlane Room pay-per-view on the WWE Network this coming Sunday is switch that back now. What's up? Post-production, except there's no post-production. Next match, we'll see Shinsuke Nakamura take on Rusev in a not much of anything really match, except they've been getting each other's faces over the past couple of weeks, so why not have a match? Because I'm guessing either that or the women's tag team match is probably going to be moved to the pre-show, unless they add a separate match for the pre-show. Who knows? They might have Breezango going against somebody, or they might have the Ascension going against somebody, or maybe they'll have an 8-man tag with the two of them against 2 other tag teams. I don't know. You never know what they're going to do. You never know. You're looking to big city, I guess, is one way of saying it as well. So I think probably Shinsuke Nakamura is going to end up winning it. Could be Rusev as well. Who knows? Would be rather appropriate for him to get that win on Rusev Day, but it's up to WWE, I guess. If Shinsuke Nakamura is the better man that night, he'll win that match. So that's what I'd like to see. I don't really care. It's going to be a humorous match, not really much serious to it. So two very entertaining gentlemen who put off a good show usually. So looking forward to seeing what that's going to bring us.
You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Turbonology TV.
I played that again. I might not have closed it. Anyway. So, next up for WWE Fastlane, vroom, 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 is the aforementioned women's tag match, which you'll see, and again, back to the New Day thing. You know, if you watch my videos on a regular basis, you know I like naming tag teams. So, might skew a little racist, depending on if you're a fan of 90s pop music, but let's see what you like about this one. So we have, if you're thinking about being my brother, it don't matter if you're Naomi and Becky Lynch. Is that Slash on guitar? Yes, I believe it is. So, and they're taking on the Dirty Blondes, a name I came up with on Ring Rust. I actually had a different name, and then I actually had a thought process, like, wait a minute, I can come up with a better name than that. And then I came up with Dirty Blondes because, you know, they're dirty cheaters, and they're blonde. And they actually are, I think, both dirty blonde as well. That's the particular shade of blonde, or at least one of them is. I think Natalia is. I'm not 100% certain if you'd classify Carmella's dirty blonde. It's that sort of darker shade of blonde. Like there's strawberry blonde, and there's dirty blonde, and there's just true blonde, which is like Charlotte is true blonde. I'm sure she's really blonde, but not really much of an issue. But and then there's Ric Flair blonde. So Ric Flair crew cut blonde at that. So yeah. I would like to see actually the those dirty Tarhelians, those Snidely Whiplashes without the twirly mustaches, that they can prove that they're villains because hey, look, they're twirling mustaches. That must mean they're villains. So Rusev's got a little bit of it. I noticed on Smackdown this week. I don't know if it was deliberate or just said, "Let's try this. How's that look?" No. Okay, so never mind. He just forgot to put it back down again. I don't know. So, I'd like to see, like I said, the bad girls. Everyone likes a bad girl. There's 2 of them right there. I'd like to see them win that match. Wouldn't be too disappointed. So that's 8 great reasons to watch SmackDown right there. So.
You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Turbonology TV.
Getting a lot of mileage out of that New Japan King of Pro Wrestling CD. Or is it just me? But anyway, so next up for WWE Fastlane, boom, boom, boom. On the WWE Network sees Bobby Roode defending his SmackDown United States Championship because he defends it on SmackDown. So only at SmackDown shows, doesn't defend it on Raw. Doesn't defend it on, well, does defend it, I guess, on joint pay-per-views like Survivor Series or Royal Rumble or whatever, but, he would, I should say. Not into Royal Rumble, but it'd be funny. Like, this Royal Rumble is for his United States Championship. What? So, that'd be funny. Anyway, like Bobby Roode is walking to the what? My title's on the line in the Rumble? Okay. You probably wouldn't really be bothered about it. But anyway, so Bobby Roode is defending his United States Championship against Randy Orton, who, according to the commentators, over and over again saying he's never held that title. That's the one title in WWE he's never held. So either that means Randy Orton's going to win it, or LOL swerve, and Vince Russo comes walking out from behind the curtain and says, he comes out on the stage, gives a signal to Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode gives a signal to him. Low blows Randy Orton and then rolls him up. So, because stupid. Anyway, I'm sure it's not how it's going to. Don't send me emails. That's not what's going to happen. So, I anticipate that's probably going to be, how that goes. And I just realized I need another one of those. So, there we go. Or do I? Well, actually, yes, I'll probably want it down here, actually. Gosh, it'd be great if I had some post-production for this, but anyway, I can't edit videos on my tablets. I don't think I can. I might be able to. I don't know. So, main event coming up momentarily. Should probably just stop dancing.
Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/rayrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkyBrody, and subscribe to Jabronology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkjabroni.
So yeah, back to Ring Rust Redux with my pre-review of WWE Fastlane. Boom, boom, boom. It's like I had extra sound effects. So anyway, the main event is a 6-pack challenge, which sees AJ Styles defending his SmackDown Heavyweight Championship against John Cena and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler. So I propose an interesting scenario on Ring Rust where I figured it would be some kind of shenanigans. AJ Styles, I would expect AJ Styles to defend his title. He might not. I don't know. I mean, numbers are against him. 5 against 1, really. Well, 6 against everybody. But, 5 against him specifically. So, what I figure will happen is, like, John Cena will hit the Attitude Adjustment on, I don't know, Kevin Owens. And then Baron Corbin hit the End of Days on John Cena, and then Sami Zayn will hit his finisher on Baron Corbin. All along that line, and then AJ Styles maybe was knocked out or something on the outside of the ring, and he just recovers and pop, hey, everyone's unconscious. I'm just going to pin somebody, and he just sneaks in and gets the pin. So that's how I suspect it will probably end up. Not that necessarily exact scenario. Don't message me and say, haha, you got it wrong. I don't care. I'm going to enjoy the show. Hopefully I'm going to get together with one of my friends and go see it at their house or see it somewhere. Or we don't get it at bars anymore. There are places in the United Kingdom and probably in the States too. I mean, there's still bars that show pay-per-views, but not here. They used to have a few bars, not a lot, but a few bars that you could go to and see pay-per-views and hang out with your friends. If you got there early enough, you'd get the couch and be comfortable and have everyone behind you be jealous because you got the couch and they had to sit on a bar stool or whatever. And that's when myself and several of my friends are still involved in local wrestling, so it was a good time. So hopefully sometime in the future we'll get that back here. I don't know. I mean, the Hooked on Wrestling, Son's Hooked on Wrestling over in the UK is actually looking to move over and have one of their pay-per-view parties here in Canada. Not here, in Newfoundland, of course, but they're going to see how it goes, and I actually said, if you want to host if you do find yourself coming to another part of Canada, namely right here, and you need a host, I'm all for it, so hopefully they'll do that. At any rate, so that's it for me.
That's it for another show, kiddies. Check me out on Facebook, where you can keep track of all the news that's right on the mark, from around ringside to the latest concerts. See you at the shows. Later days.